I'm John. I'm the General Manager at the Dominion Theatre. I oversee the operations side of the building, heading up HR, a bit of help in recruitment and basically supporting all the heads of department in running the business and keeping things going. And then this is my office. It's quite a big office out here, but we've decided to put ourselves in a nice little office here so that we all get to talk to each other and have a nice atmosphere. So Chloe's working away there. We help with recruitment, but we're not responsible for all of it. We'll help with dealing with producers, but on a day-to-day basis, they'll deal with the technicians a lot more than us. We'll help with the box office, but again, they've got a box office manager who deals with things. So it's very much a case of we're there to step in if anyone needs us, and also just to make sure that everyone is doing what they need to do to keep the business going forward and help everyone to enjoy themselves at work, which from my point of view, when I do the HR, it is kind of the biggest side of it, that I need to make sure the heads of department are all happy, not just the teams that they manage. This is our front house office with got Sean in the corner doing events. This is where everything happens during showtime. So all the front house management get ready for the shows. During the day, we've got events who run our event spaces. So we've got a gallery, got a studio and also hospitality suites. And then just around the corner, we've got Abby, who is our marketing manager. So she helps support the shows with their marketing. A lot of regional theatres will have their own marketing departments because they market their own shows. In London, there's big companies who specialise in dealing with it with producers. And we have Abby in-house who helps run our website, deals with social media, and just supports the producers as well. This little room was going to be an office, but we actually use it now for just front house changing. So we'd like to be a bit smarter. We're on shows. I'll wear a dinner suit. Ladies will wear a smart jacket, and our front house staff are in their smart waistcoats and ties, just to give that extra special feel for customers each night. So now we'll head front of house from the backstage area to where all the public come through. So this is another front of house area. So we've got a nice big circle foyer with circle bars, and we're above the stalls now. So although we've come up one flight of stairs, we're effectively 2 flights up. And we've got hospitality suites as well. So this is our Freddie Mercury suite, which when we had We Will Rock You, we named this suite after Freddie, who was standing on top of our theatre for 12.5 years. And we were lucky enough to get lots of pictures of Freddie donated to us by the Freddie Mercury Phoenix Trust, which we've been able to keep up, which is great when we have people who want hospitality, a special time for a birthday or celebration. We have nice drinks in here just for a nice exclusive room as well. This is my favourite picture in the room. This is actually Freddie and Cliff Richard on the Dominion stage. So although Freddie wasn't in We Will Rock You, he did record one of his albums, Time, at the theatre at the same time as the show Time was in with Cliff Richard in it. So they recorded that as he was doing the recording for the album. So we've got the front house area that was refurbished about 4 years ago now. So it's all nice and gold. All our brass gets polished every day by our team of about 20 cleaners, which is a huge undertaking. And then for this show, you can see we've got some new signs being put in, just in case you didn't hear the title of the show, it's Bat Out of Hell. Right back from when I was very little and came to London the first time to see Cats with my parents, it was always something that I enjoyed. I'd occasionally take trips down to London. It was a long way to come. I even, when I was younger, came down to the Dominion and saw Beauty and the Beast and Notre Dame de Paris. And if anyone back then had told me when I was looking at the merchandise stand, talking to the person selling it, that I'd actually be the manager here, there's no way I would have believed it at all. It's a great environment to be in. It's not one that I thought at school would actually be a career, or that even a role like a theatre manager exists or a general manager. It wasn't something on my radar. So it's great to think there's so many different jobs you can do in theatre, and whatever your route, you can end up doing it. So we've actually got the EPK being filmed today, which is their electronic press kit. So they do a few songs from the show, little bits of clips of acting, so they can put it together to do either for TV adverts or just to use moving images on social media now. So that's what's actually happening right now that's the lead of the show now, just coming out there, which might get very loud in a second when they start to do their singing and stuff.
Play back, please.
I genuinely love the job I do. It's a hugely busy job. I'll sometimes do day shifts, I sometimes work at night, but no matter what shift I'm on, there's certain things that have to happen, whether it's reports that need to get pulled. But on top of that, the phone's always going to be ringing. Staff have always got something that's cropped up that either we've not dealt with before, is completely new, and they want some advice. And there's all the producers coming through that they want something different or something new. So there's never a dull moment. We certainly keep busy, and it's one of those jobs that it's great because you get so many different things to get involved with. There's always projects going on, there's something new to come up with. So there's never a dull moment. Best advice I can say for anyone wanting to get involved in theatre in any role is just to start getting involved as soon as you can. Management, everyone I know in theatre management has started in front of house. So we've all done our time tearing tickets, helping out in the box office, just dealing with customers, which ultimately is the biggest part of the job. That, we couldn't do what we do if people didn't buy a ticket and come to see the show. So having that grounding, that experience, just can't be beaten. I think the most pleasure I get out of this role is seeing people develop. It's a great environment for people starting at a very low level, even part-time, and then building a career. From a character point of view, I think that the main side is being approachable. It's something that I've developed a lot over the years and a lot more in theatre. That level of communicating with different people at different levels, whether it is front of house staff or patrons coming through, I need to be able to talk on those different levels and also have people come talk to me. So I like the fact that front of house staff, although they've got a line manager and a supervisor between me and them, on a nightly show, they know me, they'll come through and have a conversation, find out some things that are going on and give me some ideas that they might have to improve things. I like the fact that producers want to have conversations. So with our current show coming in now, we've got Bat Out of Hell. It's a brand new show in the theatre. They've got a new set that's been built and they're trying to use things front of house. So they're trying to bring in lots of augmented reality, some new posters and signs. So there's lots of conversations where the producer and the marketing team have got an idea, asking me if I'm okay to let a sign go up. And I get that bit of involvement to say, well, actually, we could do this, or patrons flow this way around the building. So it's great that they want to have that conversation. Looking back through my career, there's a manager when I worked at the Disney store who really helped me focus my people skills and helped me to identify that something I struggled with, but I also really enjoyed, was talking and dealing with different people from different backgrounds and levels. So I was always quite academic, but then working in a shop, it was a very different environment that I had to communicate with different people who weren't from my background, weren't from my environment. I grew up in a village, I was working in a city. So she really helped me to sort of identify that there's different ways to talk to people and everyone's opinion is valid. And even to this day, when I go through sort of dealing with staff issues or recruitment, getting that understanding from different people about what is their perspective, it's invaluable to help me develop the business and to develop my career. And that's what I really enjoy dealing with as well. Good afternoon.
Hello.
How are we all?
All good.
All right.
How are ticket sales for tonight?
Fantastic as always.
So we've got Liz and Sam here, who are our deputy box office supervisors. So although we're not too busy at the moment with people actually walking up and buying tickets at the window, the phones here are always ringing from different agents coming and trying to get extra tickets. We've got our access line that we deal with in-house, so anyone with specific access needs, our team can actually speak to them and give them the best advice as well. This side of the box office is where the real work goes on. So we've got Polly and Julie here who are on the counter. So we've got customers that come up through the day as well as phone calls. They'll deal with it, take the bookings and make sure that customers get the tickets they want. There are a lot of challenges in the role. On a daily basis, like I said, anything might crop up that was unexpected to be dealt with. But also there's the routine things that still need to happen. So I'm a great one for procedures and checklists. So alongside all the things that can happen, all the excitement, there are certain things that have to happen, whether it's payroll or doing daily reports. So we've got a nice little checklist that will keep things on track throughout all of that. But then it is the communication that we just need to keep going after that to deal with an unexpected phone call from a producer or a problem with the show, a problem with the toilet that's blocking up, that means the toilet has to be closed and you've suddenly got to move 2,000 people to use different toilets. It's very much the communication and knowing that it's not me that ever does any of these things. I might have ideas, but it's always the team in the building that are dealing with it and knowing that they've got their own ideas and getting them involved. So it is that being able to respond and keep calm, but also then encouraging the people around you to do what they're going to do anyway, because they know how things run, and that's a great feeling when you have a situation and the team come to you and say, this has happened, we're going to do this, is that okay? And you can just sit there and go, yep, that's fantastic. I don't need to think, you've got it all sorted. That's a great day, because things will always go wrong. And as long as the team can deal with it, then everyone's happy. For example, this morning we've got a call saying that our lift's gone out of order and we've got events in our gallery space upstairs. So the events team have dealt with it already. They've put a sign on, they've spoken to the company manager they're dealing with, come with a few different solutions for it. So at least it's been dealt with. Property services have already been contacted. So hopefully by this evening, when we use the lift for stock as well, we'll have had someone out already to fix it, and all will be good again. If not, front house team will deal with it, and the front house staff might have to carry a bit more stock around, but they'll work through it. We have to have lifts like this in the theatre because we're such an old building, so it's really difficult to actually get people accessing all parts of the theatre. So we've only got one small box that's actually access to the street level. So by having this lift, it means that we can actually open up to a lot more people in wheelchairs or with access needs. We have our own house wheelchair as well, so people can sit on that to come down here, and then they can actually take pretty much any seat they want in the auditorium as well. So really crucial this keeps working, because if that doesn't work, we'll have a lot of unhappy customers on a show. I've done different jobs, different environments, and I keep coming back to theatre. I love the fact that we deal with so many different people. So you have the involvement with the public, and you see the excitement when they've seen a show, often for the first time, and the enthusiasm they have seeing it. I love dealing with the front house team, who are often younger and at the start of their careers, and they might be on stage themselves, and this is just paying their way through uni or college, up to dealing with people like our theatre manager, who's been in the industry for about 10 years now, and he's worked his way up, and now he's getting to a point where he's actually developed a nice career, very comfortable in his role, and he's looking for the next challenge. So it's the different types of people, the producers coming through with their creative ideas and the new things that they want to try and get the theatre involved with. It all adds to a really fun environment to work in, and challenging at times, but ultimately having those problems to solve and getting through things, it's a nice feeling.
So we've got some seats left for £35, £55 and £75, and then there's some premium seating as well.
Okay, I don't want to go for the top price, but what's the next ones down?
So we've got some nice central ones. You could go in row Y, 21.
There's no typical day working in theatre, particularly in the admin office. If I had to describe things, I will start at 9 o'clock, I will come in before everyone else, and I'll have about an hour to get through my emails, of which there are about 30 or 40 most days. I've just had 20 in the last half hour, normally because I've not worked the show before, so things have happened I need to deal with. Once all that's done, the rest of the admin team will start coming in and we'll do a few reports, so just checking ticketing sales, the front of house income. There will generally be a meeting or two, possibly with a CEO next door, possibly with a producer, just to talk about things that they want. So we've got a show coming in now, and they're looking at how they can develop the front of house area to make it more inviting for customers and link in the experience outside of the actual auditorium to patrons as well. There'll be probably a little bit of admin following through. I tend to do a lot of development of reporting and helping the rest of the teams to analyse their results. So I've got some things to do later that link into our ticketing system, because we deal with our own ticketing in-house, and there's a few reports there which need updating, so I'll get involved with our ticketing manager for that and deal with things. And then probably at 5 o'clock, I'll spend a bit of time with the front house team. Some of the front house staff will start arriving early, so it's quite nice to see them, see what they've been up to during the day, because they just work evenings, and just make sure that everything's ready for the show ahead, and that backstage are happy with everything the producers are doing and the show's doing, and that security's all ready to have 2,000 people coming to have a great time. We're just heading down to front house briefing now to see the front house staff, give them a bit of an overhead of what's going to happen this evening, and then get them on their way to start making some money and welcome the customers. Good evening, everyone. Let's get this show on the road. How are we all? Jolly good. And welcome back, Connor. So that was the briefing. It's great fun. Team seem motivated, so hopefully we'll have a good evening tonight and make lots of money and have a really good audience. Well, I hope you enjoyed your visit to the Dominion Theatre. I'm back inside now to finish off duty managing the show, cash up the tills, and I'll see you again soon.